one of the things about retirement, if you want to find out what it's like, ask somebody in retirement. So that was a survey that was out there. And one of the questions was, will your 401k be an income source in retirement? They asked people who were working. 83% of them said, of course, I'm going to use my 401k as income. Then they asked the people in retirement, and only 45% said yes. I thought that's really weird. Why would that be? So the article went on to say retirees tend to want to live off growth, and their 401k was not giving them the growth that they thought it would, so they don't really consider it a big income source in retirement. They're peeling money off of their assets in order to live. So, Jay, we get a paycheck every 2 weeks. That's how we lived for 40 years. Do we have to get used to peeling money off of accounts in order to live in retirement? Can we make that transition? Is it difficult, or do we have to make that transition?
Do you know what they say about boats and planes? Second best day is when you buy it. The best day is when you sell it. Look, this is something we talk about on the show a lot, right? It's the mindset transition from being in work mode, which for a lot of people has been 30, 40 years, right? By the time they get to retirement, it's being in that work mode and now getting in retirement mode. And I just had this conversation earlier this week with a client who she ended up retiring earlier than she wanted to, which just compounds this kind of issue because you can't mentally warm up to it, right? She's going to be fine financially. That's not the issue, but she kind of wasn't ready for it. And we've had several meetings with her over the last 6 to 9 months or so. And it's the whole thing of, are you sure I'm going to be okay? We can show her the numbers every day, right?
Yeah.
It's about accepting it for yourself. And I said to her, hey, look, this is what you're going through right now. You've been contributing to your 401k and it's all being grow, invest, which is good. That's what it should have been. That was the job of your 401k at that time. You contribute to it. Your employer contributes to it. Get it aggressive. Grow it while you have the opportunity to do that. Most 401ks have a handful of good aggressive options. Get it in there. That's the role of it. I get it. Now it's, I'm not working anymore. I need to live off this, and I want to live off this. I want to benefit from all the hard work and sacrifice it took to build this. And yes, I do want a bit of growth, but I can't stick my neck out there as much as I used to. I want some of it protected. I'd like a bit of income. There's all these things you're requiring of this investment now. And most 401ks we see don't have the options inside of it to achieve that. And typically, when we run into the situation of, my 401k is there, but I'm not using it, like I'm kind of nervous about it, it's still in the 401k. There's no guidance. No one's helping them with it. And it's that nerve-wracking, well, I don't have a plan, so I'll just leave it. I'll just leave it. And they're not living the life they could.
So there's an interesting thing that's happening right now. Every time you look at Social Security or any article about it, says, wait as long as you can because your check gets bigger every year. So what people are doing now is they're getting to about 65. They're filing for Medicare. Then there might be a couple of years in there that they want to, they want to retire, but they don't want to file for Social Security yet. They want the biggest check possible. So they're taking their savings, they're taking their 401k, and they're using it as kind of a bridge to get to wherever they want to be on that Social Security filing, 67, 68, maybe even 70. So is that math make sense? Pulling money out of performance in order to live to get you to a higher Social Security payment.
That might be the plan people have. Very few people actually do that.
Really?
Okay, because it's just what we see, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's something like 70 or 80% of people file at some stage before their full retirement age, which for most people now is 67. So getting out to 70 is even less likely. When we do our planning, when we put a plan together for a client, we say to them, hey, unless you have strong feelings about this, we're going to use age 62 as when you take Social Security in this plan. Most people, before you get to Social Security, it's like, yeah, whatever. I mean, that's good enough. We'll discuss it when the time comes. Some people will be like, yeah, okay, that's fine. What makes you do that? And I'll say, well, there's a very scientific reason. That's just what most people do. That's what we see over and over again. And occasionally someone will be like, no, I'm definitely waiting to full retirement age. I'm definitely waiting till 70. Well, that's cool. Like we can use that number. No problem whatsoever. I haven't had anybody do it yet. I haven't had anybody actually wait, because if you go out there and you Google, when should I take Social Security? Well, first of all, that information that's coming to you, who is that advice for? Some generic person who's not you, firstly, right? Secondly, it's basically all going to say, wait till 70, wait till 70, wait till 70. Yeah, man, if you make it to 90, then that was a good idea. I've got some bad news for you. Most of us aren't going to make it to 90. We're just not, right? I think the life expectancy is, early 70s or something across the country, or mid 70s. Most people are not going to break even. A lot of the calculations you see out there, actually all the calculations I've seen out there, what they don't take into account is, if I'm taking Social Security and I'm getting $2,000 at 62, that's $2,000 less I have to take from my investment accounts, right? Well, that's going to be invested. It's not going to be sitting in a savings account, right? It's not going to be sitting in a CD. So a lot of these calculations just assume that money's sitting under your mattress. Well, that's not the reality, right? We're going to go ahead and we're going to invest it. And this is a final thing, and this comes down to kind of a personal preference for it, but this is what I think. When I get to Social Security age, assuming I'm not working at 62, I'll probably take it at 62, and this is the reason why. If I don't take my Social Security, the money's got to come from somewhere, right? You're going to live on something. So what that means is I'm delaying a benefit that when I die, the government keeps.
Yeah, you can't pass it along.
Right. And I am draining a resource, my other investments, that my loved ones get to keep if something happens to me, right? There's all these other arguments you can make. If it's a couple, you delay and then they get to stay. There's all these different things you can look at. Those are the simple lenses I look at it, is I want what I have saved to go to the people I love. I don't want to defer a benefit that statistically I'm not going to be able to outlive, right? By delaying it and then letting the government keep that.
Makes total sense. And you probably have some feelings about Social Security. Have you ever thought about that one? You can't pass along your Social Security. You can pass along your 401k. Which do you want to dive into first? Interesting conversation, one you can have with Jay and the team at Secure Financial Management. Give Jay a call. Let's get a date on a calendar. Don't put this retirement conversation off any longer. It's time to sit down and do the nuts and bolts here. Actually do the math on your retirement.